turn a single photo into a library of ads in minutes. This is my original image of a Lamborghini. I asked Nano Banana to generate different variations of ad-ready images. For this image, I asked for a futuristic cityscape with drive tomorrow text overlay. And for this, I asked for a neon lit tunnel at night. And for this, I asked for racetrack with blurred grandstands with overlay text as built to win. But here is the problem. Creating multiple ad-ready images from a single photo is usually time consuming and requires expensive tools or design skills. This automation lets you turn a single photo into multiple ready-to-publish ads for social media, e-commerce, and marketing campaigns, instantly saving time, money, and effort. I'm going to show you how you can create such breathtaking images with this workflow. Here is how this works. A webhook triggers the process. We fetch original image from Airtable, analyze the image with OpenAI's vision model, generate an enhanced image prompt based on user specifications with this node, create the new image using Google's Nano Banana model through OpenRouter, and finally save the result back to Airtable with updated status. The entire process takes just minutes. Let us dive in and go through this step by step. To make it super easy, I have created a complete workflow template for you. You can grab it free from my Skool community. Link is in the description. Once you join, download the JSON file. Then in N8N, click on this plus sign, select workflow, hit on these three dots, choose import from file, select the template, and you will have the full workflow imported instantly. This is where our automation begins with the webhook node. This creates an endpoint that external services can call to trigger our image editing workflow. Make a note of this production URL since you will need to update the Airtable with this link. I will show where to update in Airtable later on. This Airtable node fetches the original image. We are using Airtable as the backend for storing our images. You will need to provide your Airtable credentials here. I will quickly show how to create your Airtable credentials. Go to airtable.com, select sign up for free and create an account. Once logged in, select your avatar and choose Builder Hub option. Select personal access token here and choose this create token button. Give it a name here, add scope and add access. You can click on this add all resources option so access will be granted to all the current and future Airtable bases. Then hit the create token button here. It will generate an access token for you. Once you have those details, click on this drop down box, select create new credential and then paste your access token here and then hit this save button. We are connecting to the Nano Banana ads base here and nb_ads is our table name that contains all the data. Here we use record ID to look up a specific record and retrieve the image URL we need for processing. The node pulls the complete record, which includes the original image and all the editing parameters we will use later. The OpenAI node analyzes the original image to understand its visual structure and components. You will need OpenAI credentials. Sign up at openai.com, generate an API key and add it to N8N. Check out the video in the description for a quick step-by-step guide. Resource is image and operation is analyze image, and we are using the model GPT-4o with vision capabilities to examine the image and create a detailed analysis. The text field contains comprehensive instructions asking the AI to deconstruct the image into categories like description, subject, setting, medium, and other details. This analysis becomes our baseline for understanding what we are working with before making edits. Input type is set to image URL, and here we are giving the URL for the picture. This is the original picture URL that we want to generate variations for. This Airtable node searches for records that need processing. Operation is set to search. We gave the Airtable details here. Here we are using a filter formula with the status equals create to find only records marked for image generation. Here we specify exactly which columns to retrieve, ID, status, subject, and others we have listed here. These fields contain the user's specifications for how they want the image edited. This is where we create the editing instructions for our AI image generator. This node combines the original image analysis with the user's editing specifications. For prompt source, we said define below. The user prompt pulls data from Airtable fields like subject, composition, and the rest. These dynamic variables will be filled at runtime with values we specified in these Airtable columns. The system prompt instructs the AI to take these guidelines and create a prompt that follows the same style as the original image while incorporating the requested changes. The output is a refined prompt that maintains the original image's character while applying the desired modifications. This provides the language model capabilities for our prompt generation process. We are using GPT 4.1 mini model here, which offers good performance at a lower cost. You will use the same OpenAI credentials from before. This HTTP request node sends our editing prompt to OpenRouter's API to generate the enhanced image. You will need OpenRouter credentials here. Sign up at openrouter.ai, add credits to your account, and then create the API key and connect your account in NA10. Check out the video in the description for a quick step-by-step guide. Let us take a look at OpenRouter's API call. Search for the model Gemini 2.5 Flash image preview and select that one. Select the API button here and select the curl option here. You can see the URL of the API call. We are using this same URL in our NA10 node here. The method is post. The JSON body sends both original image URL and our generated editing prompt to the AI model. Here we have specified the model name. The batching option sets the batch size of 1 with a 5-second interval to manage API rate limits. In this node settings, error handling is enabled so failed generations don't break the entire workflow. We have also enabled always output data parameter. This means this node will output an empty item if nothing is returned, so the workflow doesn't stop at this node. Generally, if a node does not return anything, your workflow will stop there and will not continue to the next nodes. Here we process the AI generated image response and extract the necessary data for uploading to Airtable. Here we create 4 variables: the data URL, the base64 encoded image data, the MIME type, and the file name. These expressions that we are using here parse the response from the create image node to separate base64 data from the data URL format. This preparation step ensures we can properly upload the generated image to Airtable's attachment system. This HTTP request node uploads our generated image directly to Airtable's nano image field. The method is post. The URL here uses Airtable's content API endpoint for attaching a file. Let us take a look at this API. You can find this on the developer's documentation page. It is important to remember to replace this Airtable's base ID with your own base ID. You can find your base ID from your Airtable's base URL. Here is my Airtable base and here is the URL. The base ID is the string that starts with app and goes up to this slash. You will need to copy this value which represents your base ID. The record ID is filled from this dynamic variable and this is the field name where we want to upload our attachment. The JSON body includes the content type as image/png, the base64 file data, and the file name as generated_image.png. This approach gives us direct control over the upload process and ensures the image is properly attached to our Airtable record. This Airtable node updates the record status to completed once image generation succeeds. It uses the update operation. We are using the ID column to find the corresponding record. This contains the dynamic variable that represents the row ID. Once it finds the corresponding row ID, the status column will be updated to completed. This node handles failed image generation by updating the record status to error. Here the status field is set to error. It connects to the error output of the create image node, so it only runs when something goes wrong. This helps in identifying records that need manual review or a retry. Now let us see this automation in action. First, make sure you have records in your Airtable with status set to create and rest of the editing parameters all filled in. The workflow will automatically process these records when the webhook is triggered. The way you can trigger the workflow is by clicking on this create button. Earlier I mentioned you need to update the Airtable with your own webhook URL. Let us switch back to NA10 to find the webhook URL. Make sure to save your workflow, and your workflow is active by toggling this button to on position. Open the webhook node, expand the webhook URLs. If it is collapsed, then click on this production URL button and copy this value. Now switch back to Airtable. Click on this drop down box for this trigger NA10 workflow field and select edit field button. Paste your webhook URL between these quotes and hit the save button. Here you can see there is no image, and these two records have the create status. This is the original image. Let us click on this create button, come back to the NA10 workflow and click on this executions button. Here you will see your current automation running. It succeeded. Let us see the images it has generated in our Airtable. Here you can see it has generated these two images. We have mentioned desert highway at sunset, and here is the overlay text unleash the horizon. And for this one we have specified luxury villa driveway, and the overlay text has arrive in power. Alright, so now you have seen the kind of ad ready images this workflow can produce. But to make this work smoothly, we need to set up Airtable with the right data. I used a simple prompt to auto generate everything we need. Let me show you how that works. I will provide the prompt in my Skool community. All you need to do is to copy the prompt, paste it in ChatGPT or Google Gemini. I'm pasting it here. Hit enter. It will ask you to upload the image and enter how many variations you like. Let me upload the image. This is the image I uploaded. I will say I want 3 variations. You can type in as many as you want. Google Gemini will spit out the variations that you can copy and paste in your Airtable. You can simply click on this copy button, go to your Airtable, put the cursor in the status column and simply paste them here. You can see all the 3 variations got pasted neatly. And for the original image, you can click on this add attachment, click on browse files, select the image, click the upload button here. You see the image has been uploaded. Once it is uploaded, you can simply go to this corner and drag it to fill the remaining rows with the same image, just like the way you do it in Excel. Make sure all columns are populated correctly here, and now you are ready to go.